Lizzie, do you know what suicide is?
They might all be having a bad day, so I need to tell them all how much I love them.
Never, ever, ever go to someone and say, just go kill yourself. If you feel like you're on your way out, you feel like you're not worth it, you feel like you're not as good as your friends, you're not as good as your parents think you should be. Once you start joking around about something like that, it becomes a reality.
But just give it time. Wait for the sun to come up.
We are going to talk about something very, very, very difficult. It's a very touchy subject in that a lot of people are dealing with it in their lives right now. And that is one, YouTube might shut us down for this, but we believe that it's worth talking about because we want to be of help out there. And so we want to talk about suicide today and the prevention of suicide, both personally for you and if you have someone in your family or your circle of friends that maybe you can find indicators as to what's going on in their life. And this is a total you are worth it message, guys. This is something that of the opposite of feeling your own worth is being worthless and feeling you're worthless. When you feel worthless, you end up wanting out. And we totally understand. I think everybody understands that. It's something, unfortunately, we all feel like we'd be better off somewhere else and not here. As you can see, Az is not with us and Canyon's not with us. Canyon obviously doesn't understand. Az doesn't fully understand. In fact, I think it might scare him a little bit talking about some of these things. And Allie might join us. She's working on some stuff for school. Lizzie, do you know what suicide is?
Why you want to kill yourself?
Okay. Suicide is actually someone taking their own life. So yeah, you're pretty right. Do you hear people talk about that a lot?
No.
No. How about you, Savannah? No. How about you, Danielle?
Kind of. It's not like an everyday thing because people don't really like to talk about it. Like, all of my friends don't have depression, like super bad or anything. If they have depression, it's like, oh, I just feel like crap today. So it's not like they want to kill themselves or anything. So not really, no.
Okay. So how about you, Sarah? Do you hear about it ever?
I hear about it all the time. I think everybody, even Savannah and Lizzie, even though they don't realize it, knows someone who has either tried to commit suicide or has actually committed suicide. It has become such a big epidemic lately. A lot of us have thought once or twice, what would it be like without me here? Would it be better? Would this world be better if I weren't here? Would my family and friends be better off if I wasn't here? You either can go uphill from there or downhill. It's the turning point, I think, is once you think that.
I want to talk about something real that we're all part of. And I know you're part of it because you're watching this video from probably your device, your phone, your cell phone, right? This is something we all live on. Okay, so let's talk about one, and I don't think it's a bad one. I don't think any social media is bad. I think it can be used for bad, though. What do you look at on Instagram? Sarah?
Pictures of beautiful places, pictures of happy families, pictures of houses, cute clothes.
I feel that our self-worth, my self-worth, your self-worth, your self-worth is not defined by the people in this room. It's not defined by my wife telling me that I'm handsome or that she likes my beard or that I'm cute no matter whether I have a huge belly and a bald head or gray hair. Our worth is not defined by that because we're too close to that. And we hear it all the time. I think our worth is defined by the comparisons that we're making to others on social media. In other words, Sarah might say my beard is handsome or whatever, but this dude that might have this massive beard and getting all the likes and all the comments on how his is, well, Johnny's not getting that. And so I think that we're comparing ourselves to others on Instagram and social media, and we're getting a false sense of who we are. Could that be correct?
Yeah. I think when women put pictures on social media, it's them all dolled up. Their hair is perfect, their outfit's perfect, their kids look perfect, their house looks perfect. And so we're shaming ourselves because our house isn't perfect. Our kids have crazy hair. We weren't able to put makeup on today.
I'm gonna pause you. Sorry.
It's okay.
Keep that thought. You guys, I know, you've said it before, your house is so clean. Yes, our house is clean. There's just a potty over there. You've got the carpet. Look how clean our house is. Why can't we be like the Tannerites? Well, realistically, guys, seriously, you also see this because we show you. Look, that is a pile of and there's our lights. That is realistic, okay? This is what's happening. There is, seriously, that's crap that's been there for 2 weeks. We've procrastinated Sarah and I, putting the stuff away where it goes. And yes, our house is clean oftentimes because we make this main floor clean. But if we were to show you our bedrooms right now.
Oh, you see the floor in my bedroom most of the time.
The dog has chewed up the carpet on our floor. Guys, look, there's our kid running around with no pants on. The realistic thing is you can't compare yourself to other people because you are unique in your own extraordinary way.
And you don't know what's going on behind the scenes to everybody else's lives.
That's right, I'm covering up Lizzie. Lizzie, I have a question for you. Uh-oh, Canyon's running off with food.
Okay,
Bite.
love you.
He has his Cheez-Its.
Hey, we're all wearing some sort of white.
Yeah, isn't that nice? So, I have a question for you, Lizzie. What is it that you would tell people to help them understand that their life is so much more important than not being here?
That they're worth it.
Good. We're using a new hashtag, and it's called You Already Are. And so we know that you're working on art. Some of you might be working on dance, piano, hairstyles, makeup, violin, guitar, schoolwork, getting good grades, singing,
I know.
Ballroom dance,
football, baseball,
trumpet,
sports,
Cleaning your
trumpet,
house.
soccer.
and moms. Yeah, just being a good mom or a good wife or a good husband. You're working on all those things. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing that we're all missing out on. Every single one of us are missing out on this. Something that you're working on, whether it be piano or football or whatever it is, if you have a desire for it and you want it bad and you have passion for it, if you want to become a football player, guess what?
You are. You already are.
You already are. Why? Because you have that passion, and passion is aligned with talent, but talents just don't fall out of the sky. So if you want to be a phenomenal singer and you have a really good voice, you already are a phenomenal singer. Just keep working on that voice. And so let's get back in to the suicide portion of this. I know of some who have taken their lives, some good friends of mine, and I don't understand at all what went down. I think if I understood it, I'd probably be in their same position. I probably wouldn't be here anymore. That's the unfortunate part. So for those of you who have lost people, your best friends, your heaven forbid, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, to suicide, our message to you is exactly the same. They're no different than you or I. We should not look down upon them for taking their own lives because they're exactly like you and me. They're the same exact. Their thoughts are the same. They just had a bad day or a certain amount of events that stacked up to make them think that that this world doesn't need them anymore. If they could just see the people that show up to their funeral, if they could just see the tears that are cried for them, that are wept for them, they would know of their worth. So how do we correct that? How do we, if I'm not going anywhere and I'm not going to be taking my own life, and I'm going to work hard to make sure that doesn't happen, how are we going to help each other? I'm not going to get into the answers yet. I'll answer all these in a minute, all these questions. Let's get into one more that I believe is a factor to the problem. And tell me in the comments below, tell us in the comments below if you have ever been in this boat, because I know I have. I sent Sarah a text the other day, and I don't remember what it said, but she called me immediately after because she thought I was freaking out, which I kind of was. But in the text, it was just plainly put, but she was calling me because she knew that potentially I could have meant something else. Why did you call me?
There's no emotion in text. If you're getting text beforehand that might be leading up to, I am frustrated, I'm upset, and then all of a sudden you just get a bland, I'm done, or it's over, or something like that, all of a sudden it's like, okay, all of this build up, and then all of a sudden, and then it's like nothing. So then you have to call to find out the real story. It's like, did they calm down and it's okay, I realized that it was ridiculous to be upset, or did they get so upset that they just couldn't handle it anymore? You never know. And so reaching out actually helps to get the emotion that the person is feeling. It helps you to maybe calm the situation a little bit. There's so many things that just reaching out can actually do. Not just texting, but giving a real voice to it.
So let's go back. She gave the answer to what you should do, like reach out afterwards. But let's talk about the text really quick. Are we, and I want you to think about this, I want everyone to think about this. Are we sending texts? Are we saying things in text that we wouldn't say to someone's face? JGKYS or something? What is it, Danielle? Just go kill yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Stop using it.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Or just kill me. JKMD M or whatever. All of these things that you're using that have kill in it at all. Once you start joking around about something like that, it becomes a reality. It really does. It becomes a reality.
Once you put that out there, you can't take it back.
No, so don't say it. Never, ever, ever go to someone and say, just go kill yourself. I know that you've probably never done it, but if you have, you probably felt terrible for it.
I've talked to people who have been on the receiving end of that text, and it just cuts them down so much that someone would actually think that about them. It takes their worth and like throws it in the toilet. Then they have insecurities that's so hard for them to get back
Especially if they're
to feeling good
already,
about
like,
themselves.
Especially if they already want to kill themselves. It's like, that's just pretty much a shove over the edge, so you're even more like, oh, some other people think it too. Other people think I should just kill myself. Other people would be fine with it. And so that, like,
they wouldn't really.
saying that you could actually hurt someone, like, they could actually kill themselves if they're already thinking about it.
And we're supposed to be talking people off the ledge, not pushing them over.
Absolutely. But it's easy to do when someone makes you mad or someone's in your way and someone's in your way of a friendship or something like that. We understand, we get it. You're not abnormal by sending a bad text to someone. It happens. What we need to do is we need to stop and think, okay, is this, I've heard it before, like in business, we say, let's write out this email in response to something bad. Write it out, get all your frustrations written out, and then delete it. Never push send. Because really we just want to get our frustrations out. We don't really want to hurt somebody in that. But we want to just voice it. We want to say, you screwed me over by this amount of money, and you know what? You're a piece of trash. You seriously, you should treat people better. This is not how you do business, blah, 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 blah. But never send it. Because that person doesn't need to hear it. Because guess what? They kind of already know that what they've done is wrong. It's not you to put them in place. But it is a good exercise for you to get it off your chest. So that's why we go to our friends and we talk and we say, Lizzie, Mom, your mom's driving me completely crazy. Her hair's pink today and her pants have polka dots. Like, I don't know what to do. Right? We share stuff with our friends that maybe we shouldn't do, talking behind someone's back. But for me to go to Sarah and say, listen, your pink hair's driving me crazy and your polka dot pants have to go. She can either say, neither one were going anywhere, or else you can say, oh, I didn't know they bothered you. Let's deal with it. Texts hurt. So if you're not going to say it to their face, don't text it, ever.
Well, that old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
That is the wrongest thing ever.
It is not true at all. Words can be the most hurtful thing ever.
Yes, so that is absolutely not true. So let's not do it. So social media. Do not let social media take you into an area where you are insecure. You are your own person. I'd love to go through social media right now and tell you all the beautiful people I see on there. And you may not see them as beautiful because they're not sitting on a beach with a bikini and a perfect white sands and blah, blah, blah. No, they're beautiful because they're confident in putting the camera in front of them. Let's talk about really quick the different kinds and ways that people, and I know this might sound a little bit morbid, but the different kinds of way that people actually get to thinking when they're actually on their way out. Like Sarah said, sometimes they'll send a text to their friends or their family and say, I'm done, I'm out, I'm frustrated. That might be one indicator, right? And I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's what are the indicators? Two is someone, and I know we're all kind of like this, but it's someone in a relationship type situation, family, that's sitting on their phone nonstop. It's unhealthy. Mm-hmm. It's very unhealthy. And it's dragging them into a place where reality is no fun for them anymore. Sitting on your phone all day long is not the answer. Another indicator is someone who is no longer excited about or wants to do anything fun with anybody anymore. They want to be hiding away, they want to hide themselves.
They want to leave the house.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything.
Bedroom. They just want to stay
Stuck
stuck inside all by themselves.
Their backyard.
We don't know all of the stresses, but some of the other indicators are stress. If someone is highly stressed about schoolwork, highly stressed about their life, highly stressed about keeping their parents happy, we know, right? It's not easy keeping your parents happy when they have expectations for you, whether it be religion or school or dance. We know that there's some parents out there that push their children on sports and dance and academics and church in ways that that's just not who the kids are, and they force it on them, and unfortunately the kids just feel like they're never good enough and they're never going to meet the standard, and so they're like, there's only one way out. I'll never be happy.
And sometimes when you're doing your hardest and you make a mistake, then you think there's no way left. You can't get out of that mistake, but you can always make up for your mistakes, make them better.
Absolutely. So Danielle, if you mess up today, and it's big time, let's say that you, I don't even know, let's just say you messed up big time, and it's something you have high remorse over, you feel terrible about it. What do you do to tell yourself to try to get over it? How do you get to the next day? Because you know, a lot of the people that growing percentage I'm talking about is your age.
I know.
It's sad.
Yeah.
So much life ahead of you, so much marriage and kids and family and careers and just some exciting, incredible life ahead of you. Don't let that go. Don't do it over you messed up. It's okay. What are you gonna do?
Well, what I normally do is like, I'll wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I remember that. When you first wake up, at first you're like, oh yeah, today is this, and then you remember. You're like, oh, because it's not always on your mind. You don't always think of the same thing. And so what I normally do, just to like make myself feel better first, is I'll do something like, normally I'll draw or I'll read or something and do something just like that makes me happy. You try to make something better. Like I try to do something that's better than I would be able to do yesterday, or something that's to overlap that. So that's what I try to do.
So here are some quick tips really quick to help you. Number one, if you're feeling like you want out. And then number two, if you feel like you know someone that may be hurting and needs your help. Number one, if you feel like you're on your way out, you feel like you're not worth it, you feel like you're not as good as your friends, you're not as good as your parents think you should be, you're not as good as your kids think you should be, no matter what your age is at this very moment, I want you to, seriously, this is what I want you to do. I want you to pick up your phone. Pick up your phone. You already have it because you're probably watching this video on it. And I want you to jump over to your texts. And I want you to send somebody that you love a quick message that says, you are worth it.
It's actually so much fun. Like,
it is fun, huh?
When I did it, I was like texting him. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna text one person. I'm like, I love this person, and I love this person, and I love this person. So they all deserve to just be like, they might all be having a bad day. So I need to tell them all how much I love them. And
so do you think that helped them?
I think it helped them.
Did it help you?
It helped me, yeah. I was happy for the rest of the day, and like...
Think about that. 1 + 1 equals?
2.
But you only did one thing. You sent one person a message, and how many people were happy because of it? You and that one person. So 1 act equals 2. So there it is. This is the Tannerites' answer to you. What do I do right now if Johnny is feeling like I want out and I'm worthless? Text one of your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, and say, I want you to know that you are worth it. Use the hashtag, do it, and I guarantee what's gonna happen is they're gonna come back and they're either gonna say thank you or they're gonna say, I think this of you. I think that of you. It's okay to get validation, guys. You need the validation. Right now, if you're feeling like you want out, you need that validation. Go and seek it in a way that is positive, which is telling someone else they're worth it and what they mean to you, and they will bounce right back and tell you your worth. They will tell you your worth. And so that's the answer to yours. What do you think the answer is to helping others?
The same thing.
The exact same thing. That's the beautiful thing that we love about You Are Worth It, is that this is the answer to all of our problems. We need to remember that the sun is going to come up tomorrow. See how passionate I am? I start yelling. I start getting excited. I'm not a crier, and so I just get really just like, I start like, because I'm excited about it, because here's why. The sun is going to come up every single day, and it rises in the east and falls in the west. Now, when it falls in the west, it goes dark on us. And during that dark time, it gets cold. You can't see as well. All those things happen. And then what happens the next morning?
The sun comes up again.
Now, it might be cloudy. It might be rainy. It might be snowy. But the realistic thing, the sun is going to come up and it's going to get bright again. What you need to realize right now, that you're feeling terrible, or that friend that is feeling terrible right now, that tomorrow is a new day. This is not the end today. It is not, absolutely not the end today.
The sun didn't burn out.
No, the sun will come up tomorrow. So your worth is no different right this very second than what it was 10 minutes ago. But by me saying you are worth it, and by us saying you are worth it at the end of our videos, it reminds you It reminds you of your worth. It reminds you that you are worth something. It reminds you that you are a good athlete. It reminds you that you are a pretty smile to your friends. It reminds you that you are a good voice to your friends. It reminds you that you have pretty pink hair. It reminds you that you are of worth to somebody. And so the answer, we believe, to suicide prevention is 100%. The opposite of suicide is you are worth it. The opposite of I want out of here is you are worth it. The opposite of I'm not good enough is you already are. You already are. And so send a message. Do it right now and leave us a comment and tell us what it did. Tell us what it did for you and tell us what it did for your friend. And leave us a comment also and let us know if you're feeling you're worthless. Tell yourself you're worth it. Go write it on your mirror. Go do something. But again, I promise you 100 and million trillion %. If you're feeling you're not worth it and you send a message to one of your friends or your family and you tell them they're worth it, you will instantly feel of your worth because you're spreading love. I do want to cry for that young man, that young girl that is sitting there right now, and they may not be watching this, but they're sitting right now feeling that they are at the very end, and there's so many around them that need them to live their life. They need them. They absolutely need you in your life so that you can be in their life, because that is what life is all about, is the relationships. And once you leave this earth on your own, you're giving up on the relationship. You're letting go of that relationship that these people need you for. I need Sarah's relationship. I need Lizzie's and Danielle's and Savannah's and Allie's and Asbury's and Canyon's and Branson's relationship. I need it more than anything in this life. So if one of them were to exit, I'd be devastated. So don't leave people devastated. Leave them with a message of worth. So anything else?
If you get to the point where you are going to commit suicide, you're at that point, just stop. Give it some time. I know it's hard and you're in such a dark place, but just give it time. Wait for the sun to come up. Let yourself cool down for a minute. Talk to someone. Do something. Taking your own life, it really is not the answer.
Killing yourself, you're impatient. Not impatient. You don't want to wait for the sun to come up because you're afraid the sun won't come up. But killing yourself, that'll make other people around you think the sun won't come up. And so it's like a domino effect because other people are like, they did it and they're just like me. So
we're not just telling you you are worth it, we're actually just reminding you that you are worth it.
Because we love you so much and we want you to remember that you're worth it. Because you have infinite worth.
Absolutely, 100%, or else you wouldn't be here. You would not be having a heartbeat right now if you were not worth it. This was a lot of talk. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. We hope that you felt our love for you. We hope that you feel that this will help. We don't know how else to help other than to sit here and just talk for real for a minute and realize that we all have our problems. We all have our issues. We all have a closet that's dirtier than crap like mine. We all have toilets that aren't clean. We all have imperfections, and you know what? That's what makes us unique, and that is a beautiful thing. And so just be proud of your imperfections and work hard at the things you're trying to work at. Work at your passions, work at those around you, and just never ever forget your worth. Anything else we want to say?
Go share the love.
Go share it.
Love.
Go share you are worth it. Please, please, please spread it. We love you guys, and
you are worth it. Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Bye. Hey, bye in here!